Hi Bold Bakers! Some of your fan favourite recipes are when I recreate Starbucks drinks, but one I have yet to do is a caramel frappuccino. Now this is so popular with Starbucks that they came out with the Ultra Caramel Frappuccino. It's made up of a layer of white chocolate and mocha cold brew whipped cream, caramel sauce, caramel and coffee frappuccino, more cold brew whipped cream, and then another layer of caramel sauce on top. Now this is absolutely out of this world. I'm going to show you how you can make it at home really easily. As always, the recipe can be found on biggerbolderbaking.com along with all of my other recipes. Okay, let's get started by making our caramel sauce. So in your saucepan, we're going to add in some sugar and water. Now over low heat, we're just going to let this sugar dissolve. So once the sugar has dissolved, now you can let it simmer. So turn up the heat and let it bubble away there until you get a lovely golden brown caramel colour. So now caramel sometimes can be a little bit tricky. People are a little bit nervous about it, but I don't want you to be. Once you follow the steps, it's actually really easy to make. So our caramel has been bubbling away for a few minutes. It is reaching a nice amber colour. Now you don't want to get it too dark because you don't want it to smoke. So this is the perfect time to add in our cream. Then go straight in with your whisk and whisk it down. Then we're going to add in the butter and then continue whisking that in as well. Gorgeous, oh my gosh, this smells so good, and it's a beautiful kind of a caramel golden colour. This is beautiful. With caramel, it can kind of clump up a little bit, but don't worry, if you just keep on whisking and let it bubble away, that sugar will work itself out. Just let it simmer for a few more seconds, and perfect. Now I'm just going to turn off the heat, set it over to the side and let it cool down. So just so you know, this isn't just for a caramel frappuccino. This is a caramel sauce that can be used on brownies or blondies, have it on ice cream. It's a great thing to have in the back of your fridge. So while this is cooling down, we are going to whip up our cold brew whipped cream. So this whipped cream is made up of a few components: white chocolate, some coffee and our caramel sauce. So the first thing we're going to do is whip up our cream. Now in America we use heavy whipping cream. Use anything that has a really high fat content and that will whip up well. So now I'm going to use an electric hand mixer, but you can use a stand mixer, or if you have a lot of elbow grease you can do it by hand. And all you want to do is just whip it up until stiff peaks form. So the first thing we're going to add in is some cold brew. Now I like to make this with coffee granules because it's really concentrated and you get a good punch of coffee. Next up is our caramel sauce. Have to have that guy in there. And then of course some melted cooled white chocolate. Now once you add this in, we're going to go straight in with our mixer and keep on whipping until it stiffens. I'm kind of wondering why I haven't been adding stuff to whipped cream all this time. This is absolutely delicious. Now I'm going to pop this into the fridge and we are going to make our caramel coffee frappuccino. So it's caramel frappuccino time. So into my blender, I am going to add some cold brew coffee, nice and strong because that's the way I like it. Some milk to make it nice and creamy. A little bit of sugar for sweetness. Vanilla extract, just a little drop because it makes everything taste better. Some of our lovely homemade caramel sauce, in you go. And then last but not least, ice, which is really important. Okay, on with our hat. Boop. And then onto our blender. So now all we want to do is just blend this up until it's really lovely and smooth. Now I'm using a high-powered blender. You can use any blender you have at home. Obviously the higher the power, the smoother your frappuccino will be. So our frappuccino is done. It looks lovely and creamy. Here I have a little cup that I borrowed from an establishment down the road in my neighbourhood. And into this I am going to pipe some of my cold brew whipped cream into the bottom. And then I'm going to follow that with a nice big drizzle of caramel sauce. We're all about layers here. This is why I like Starbucks drinks. They're all about layers and building flavour. Then next I'm going to go in with our frappuccino mix, pretty much all the way to the top. And then we're just going to finish it off with some whipped cream on top and more caramel sauce. I did say this was the Ultra Caramel Frappuccino after all. Then I have my straw. In you go. And there you have your very own homemade Ultra Caramel Frappuccino that tastes just like the real thing. It's caffeinated and it's sweet, but it's absolutely delicious. And just cream. I mean, how did nobody think about this before? Coffee, caramel, in whipped cream. I think I just saved myself a fortune by figuring out how to make this at home. I hope you enjoyed this episode and make sure you check out my website for all of my other Starbucks drinks. I'll see you back here really soon for more bigger, bolder baking.